Are you aware of the toxins living in your home? Today, we're going to talk about some simple and easy swaps to really start decreasing and minimizing our daily toxic exposure in our homes. Let's start off first with what is a toxin. A toxin is basically any substance that can cause structural or functional damage to our bodies. These toxins are either external or internal. Today, we are going to be talking about external toxins. Things like pesticides and nutrient-poor food, beauty and hygiene products, cleaning supplies, all of the things that we are exposed to in our environment day to day that increase our daily and monthly and yearly, decade after decade toxic burden, or something I like to call our toxic bucket. Unfortunately, toxins are everywhere. They are ubiquitous and oftentimes unavoidable. So we need to daily use these practices to reduce and manage our toxic burden overall by making simple, easy swaps in our home, with our nutrition, with our beauty and hygiene products, our cleaning supplies, etc. So today I'm going to show you around and give you a clean home tour with all of my favorite swaps. Let's go. Let's start where all the action takes place, in the living room. So what are a few easy swaps that we can make in our most common area that all of our friends and family hang out? I love to start with a HEPA air filter. A HEPA air filter is a really great investment to cut back on debris, outgassing from chemicals in the home, also allergens, specifically dander from. My favorite brand that I always recommend to my clients is the Air Doctor. One of the most important swaps that we can make in our home is toxic candles or fragrance. I love to use essential oil diffusers as well as some really great non-toxic candle options. I will list several of those below in the caption. Often these toxic fragrances are disguised as fragrance or perfume in the ingredient list, and they have actually been linked to cancer, infertility, autoimmune disease, inflammation, as well as allergies and sensitivities. These things are highly absorbed through inhalation and definitely can cause issues with our endocrine system, disrupting hormones, and also contributing greatly to our overall toxic burden. Another great way to just open up good airflow is to open up the doors and windows twice a day in your home. Toxins tend to build up in stagnant air, and so especially in the winter. So this is a really great way to help release out some of those toxins. Did you know that our toxic exposure actually starts in utero and then continues throughout our life? This is known as our exposome. Our exposome is basically the total or measure of all the toxic exposure we've had from in utero into current and how it impacts our health. The fullness of our toxic bucket is really what influences our genetics, or more importantly, our epigenetics, our ability to alter the expression of our DNA, our hormones, our immunity, our inflammation levels, and overall our ability to tend towards wellness or to tread towards illness. The kitchen, where all of our food prep happens, it's so important to be using non-toxic cleaning supplies and also veggie soaks to soak our vegetables and get rid of pesticides, which are endocrine disruptors. They wreck our hormones. Two of my favorite brands are Young Living Thieves as well as Branch Basics. I always add just a capful with some filtered clean water, and that is all I do to spray and clean up the kitchen. Let's talk about pots and pans. We definitely want to stay away and avoid things with Teflon or non-stick surfaces. We really want to stick with stainless steel, cast iron. One of my favorite brands to use that is non-toxic is Caraway. They have really great options and they're also really cute. Another super important swap is to make sure we swap out any and all plastic, especially that's going to be touching or containing any type of food. My favorite way to do that is to ditch the plastic Tupperware and swap it out for glass containers. And here are some of my favorite food and beverage and snack swaps. Paleo Valley protein bars. Also, Paleo Valley grass-fed beef and turkey sticks are amazing. Definitely my favorite on-the-go grab and run out the door snack. I love to have a healthy swap for coffee. This is only for people who are not struggling with anxiety, but this is a really great organic cold brew. Only choose organic coffee. Coffee is highly sprayed with pesticide, so we want to be really, really cognizant of the coffee that we're drinking. Sorry, Starbucks, no Dunkin' either. This is a great nut milk. Nut milks can be full of different types of fillers and gums, so we want to be really cognizant about that. I personally like to use 3 Trees or Malk, M-A-L-K. I also love to make homemade nut milk. Here are a few of my favorite dressings. Primal Kitchen everything I love, this is a really great option, as well as this is a really good swap for mayonnaise. Protein powder is a necessity for me because I drink a really great superfood smoothie every single day. There's several really good options. Be Well by Kelly, this is a really good one. Organifi, also Sun Warrior, and Paleo Valley has a great bone broth protein as well. In my smoothie, I always add Bulletproof's Brain Octane, such a great source of MCT oils for fuel and brain health. Super greens are great as well. If you know me, you know how obsessed I am with herbal teas as well as green teas. Always choose organic. Again, teas unfortunately are highly sprayed with pesticides. So here are some of my favorites: Buddha, traditional medicinals, organic India, and also Peak. Peak makes my favorite matcha. And last but not least, my favorite, I would live on this diet if I could, chips and salsa, some really great healthy swaps. Hatch Organic Green Chili, definitely my favorite salsa, and also Siete's grain-free tortilla chips. Now let's talk about some simple swaps we can make in the bedroom, starting off with the place that we spend at least 8 hours a night in, the bed. Try to choose organic sheets and also a clean mattress that does not use flame retardant. Also, be sure to wash all new linens and all clothes with a non-toxic detergent prior to wear or use. Having plants in the home, especially the bedroom, is a really great way to help filter out our indoor air. My favorite is snake plants. Did you know most of us are actually exposed to at least 126 chemicals just in our morning routine? Things like propylene glycol, aluminum in our antiperspirants, parabens and fragrance and phthalates in our beauty and hygiene products, as well as that deodorizer you got on the toilet. At this time, unfortunately, we are the first generation to be exposed daily to unprecedented amounts of chemicals. Clean water is probably one of the most important things that we need to make sure that we're consuming and drinking every single day. Tap water is full of chemicals and hormones that need to be avoided, as they can cause disruption in our bodies as well as inflammation, and of course increase our overall toxic burden. Stop drinking tap water, and especially don't drink water out of plastic bottles. A few of my favorite water filtrations. Yes, RO is still a great option, but I love Berkey, Mountain Valley Spring, and I also use my Kangen regularly. And don't forget the shower. We actually absorb that water through our skin more than if we ingest it. And tap water, especially in our shower, is full of chlorine and fluoride, which are toxic to our bodies, especially our brain. A simple solution is to get a screw-on shower head filter like this one from Aqua Bliss. Here are a few of my favorite clean beauty hygiene products, and believe me, I've done the work. Clear Stem's my favorite skincare. As you have heard before, I am highly prone to acne, and I definitely have sensitive skin. So it's really important for me to not only use a non-toxic skincare line, but also one that is not full of pore clogging ingredients. So Clear Stem's a great option. I use their vitamin scrub, their gentle cleanser, it's my favorite body lotion, as well as all of their serums. Clean toothpaste is a must. And when I say clean, I'm specifically referring to no fluoride. Fluoride is a halogen that can wreck our bodies. It's a neurotoxin. We need to avoid it at all costs. Did you know at the back of your crest, it actually says to call poison control if you swallow more than a pea-sized amount? We do not want to be using fluoride in our toothpaste. Risewell floss and toothpaste is definitely my favorite, and they also have a really great kids option too. As far as shampoo and conditioner goes, Innersense and Ursa Major are by far my favorite. I really love their Create Finish hairspray. Do not use typical hairsprays. This was a great option. They also have a wave mist with like a sea salt spray from Innersense, and then I really love their Sweet Spirit leave-in conditioner. And this is also my favorite body wash. You can get it at Natural Grocers and Sprouts and Whole Foods. And what girl cannot live without sunless tan? I know myself definitely needs this because I am sensitive to the sun. And so this sunless tanner is by far the best non-toxic one I have found. It's called Beauty by Earth Self Tanner, and they also make one for the face as well. And next, probably one of my favorite things to talk about, non-toxic beauty. So I am a huge makeup fanatic. I am not a professional makeup artist by any means, but I really care about the products that I use, and I really want them to stay and also go on really, really well, like those luxury high-end brands. What I don't want is the toxic chemicals that are in those luxury high-end brands. We have to understand and remember that our skin is a huge organ. If you would not eat it, do not put it on your body. Did you know that we actually absorb transdermal through our skin within seconds into our bloodstream? That's why actually conventional medicine and pharmaceutical companies are using a lot of transdermal prescriptions, because we absorb immediately through our skin. This is really important to remember when we are using these products every single day, decade after decade, and really understanding what those toxic chemicals can do to our hormones and our health and inflammation throughout our lifetime. Really what we're looking for in clean beauty is something called a xenoestrogen. These chemicals mimic estrogen and can cause a lot of hormone disruption and really wreak havoc on our bodies. Unfortunately, hormone-mediated cancers in both men and women are on the rise, and toxins from xenoestrogens and estrogen dominance is really at the forefront of that cause. So here's some of my favorite products. Ether Beauty, by far my favorite eyeshadow, and also the only one that I use. So this is one of my favorite palettes from them. I have several, and then I also really love their blush and highlight. So my skincare and makeup routine starts with Clearstem Skincare, and then next I go straight in with the Holy Grail Non-Toxic Beauty Concealer by Fit Glow. By far the best concealer I've ever used. Next, I go over the concealer with Clearstem's Sunny Side. It's a powdered and tinted sunscreen. And on those no makeup days, I really just love to use a tinted moisturizer. My favorite is Suntegrity. Next, let's talk mascara. I have blonde eyelashes, so I am super picky about the mascara that I'm using. Ilia, by far, is my favorite non-toxic beauty brand of mascara. They have a lengthening one and one for volume. A must for my makeup routine, bronzer. 100% Pure's brand, definitely my favorite. I get asked this probably more than anything else, which is, what non-toxic lipstick do you use? Definitely my favorite non-toxic is the matte lip velvet from Clove & Hollow and Jane Iredale's lip liner. Right here, I've got Spice and Elijah. That's what I'm also wearing right now. One of the most difficult things to find that is actually non-toxic is perfume. Also, one of the most toxic things that you put on your skin every single day is perfume. And where do we spray that toxic perfume? Right on our wrist, straight into our bloodstream, and right on our thyroid. So I have done the dirty work trying to find the perfect non-toxic perfumes, and I am so happy to say that I have about 3 different brands that I love. One, Henry Rose, also Kayla Gray, and Heretic. Here are a few. Dirty Grass is one of my favorites. It actually has CBD in it.